We are back and we have to hit up the West Coast. Some might say the best coast, depending on your personal opinion and preference.
I don't say that.
I said some. We are not those sums. I love the Gold Coast, which is here in Chicago. Just kidding. No, I don't. I love lakes. I'm from the Midwest. I love lakes. And as everybody knows, Lisa's from Philly and she loves Philly. So let's make some picks anyway on the West Coast. Let's see if we can make some correct picks. I'm also curious, Lisa, if we're going to keep making the same picks in Challenge Cup, because we've definitely have a
We're
trend
3
here.
for
And we
3
don't,
right now.
for
3 for 3.
full transparency and disclosure for folks who are listening, we don't share our picks with each other before we do these. We like to react naturally to this type of stuff. So it's funny to me as we're going through these games, making some pretty similar picks. Let's keep going. We've got 2 more games. Angel City versus OL Reign. That's a late night kickoff. You can catch it at 10 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Quick turnaround for both these teams. We're going to get possibly our first look at Julie Ertz, question mark, TBD. Let's talk about it. Who are you feeling in this one and why? Are the availability reports swaying you one way or the other? What do you think, Lisa?
Yeah, availability reports are nothing. I mean, for Angel City, it's pretty much the same. And then for OL Reign, with who they have questionable, Bethany Balser, Sam Hyatt, and then Olivia Vander Yacht. I don't think we'll see them. I mean, depending on how it works, Bethany Balser, it says it's her hamstring. When it's muscular, I just don't think that we're going to see her get that many minutes, if any, in this game tonight, which might change things for OL Reign. And for Angel City, I mean, you teased it a little bit there. Julie Ertz. Are we going to see Julie Ertz? What's going to happen? I say yes. We're going to see Ertz tonight for Angel City wearing the pink and black going up against OL Reign. I do. I just think that how you don't trade for a player like this, right? And not play her, not start her or get her minutes, right? Start her on the pitch. I don't mean start in the game, but like start getting her in rotation with this team. And I don't think it'll be a start from Julie Ertz. I think it'll be a rotation onto the pitch, maybe 45 minutes, right? At the halfway line, halfway point, or a little bit after that. Frankly, I just don't see her getting the start, but I do see Ertz getting minutes. I want Angel City to win. If Ertz gets minutes, I want Angel City to win. I'm going to be really honest. I think that would be like very cool.
We're putting, Lisa, I love that you're putting feeling behind it.
I know. I usually don't. I'm very much about the facts and the stats and current form of team, but how cool would it be? What kind of story would that be for Julie Ertz to miss 2 years in the NWSL, come back, get on the pitch, and her team wins against OL Reign?
I love it. You listen, you like it. I love it.
It's Challenge Cup. We can put our feelings into it.
Yeah, why not? Let's have some fun. that's the difference for us. Like maybe we'll have less of the analytical or critiques. We'll just lean into feelings. Let's just lean into our feelings for chat. Just vibes only. And you know what? My vibes are also guiding me in this direction, not in the Pacific Northwest, but in the SoCal region. And I too am going for Angel City in this match. Look, just was able to sit in on some of that media availability with Laura Harvey. And I think when you look across the landscape of teams and take a look at the coaching staffs, there are certain coaches that have a certain perspective on Challenge Cup. And Laura Harvey, I think, is one of those coaches. And she said in her availability, like, listen, Challenge Cup coaches are going to utilize that in the best way that they see fit. And she has already stated that, within it, that Rose Lavelle was not going to be available in a game like this, that they were not going to risk that she and the coaching staff were going to utilize it to try to get some looks for other players across the board on OL Reign. And, I'm curious, like you mentioned a really good, a very important point about, Bethany Balser, if it's muscular, if it's hamstring related. Do you run that risk in a Challenge Cup game to tighten that up even more than it already is? I mean, Olivia Vander Yacht just coming off of a game where she got that game-winning stunner at the death for OL Reign. Maybe she gets a night off, but only listed as questionable at this point, and with it says it's a hip issue. So these are typical, I think, starting caliber type of players for the Reign. And I just don't know if there's going to be not so much enough to get a result. I think OL Reign's probably one of the more stacked and deeper benches in this league, and that's why I'm eager to see who gets the start in Challenge Cup, because it might be players that we aren't at this point 3 weeks into a regular season may not have seen already.
I agree.
So I am excited on that side of things for OL Reign, but when it comes to kind of scratching out and grinding out a result, I'm looking more for Angel City to try to build off of what they've been doing. They have 2 consecutive regular season games where they have snatched points at the death off set piece goals. Katie Johnson kind of leading the way in that for the team. And I just have to imagine that with everything official now with Julie Ertz, that tends to shake up a team, perhaps in a good way.
I think so, yeah.
You and I heard so much coming out of these international windows about Ertz and her return to even just the national team locker room, and from other players, how when Julie is around, players tend to lift up and try to raise up their own profiles and efforts on the pitch. So I'm very curious to see what it'll look like, what those minutes are gonna appear to be. Is it going to be a full 45? Will it be a late game push? I'm with you in that I don't know if it'll be a start, but I do think we're going to see minutes from Ertz, and I do think we might see a result for Angel City, and I think it's going to be a win. So we're both going Angel City in this one.
Is Julie Ertz going to get a goal?
Oh man. You know what? Maybe. And I'm only saying that because Angel City has had some late game set pieces.
Yep.
You know, and if you're including Julie Ertz in that equation, that's just another target at this point. Yeah. Right. So
a massive target. Yeah.
So I mean, who knows? Let's Challenge Cup. Let's have some fun. All vibes. No actual concrete, tactics and X's and O's. Just energies, just manifestations.
Heck yeah.
We got one more to make a pick. Let's see if we're both swayed the same way. This one is my biggest match of the week to watch, while Orlando and North Carolina Courage is my under the radar game. San Diego Wave versus Portland Thorns is my absolute must watch game of the Challenge Cup schedule. This one kicking off at 10 p.m. Eastern. You could catch all of the action on Paramount Plus. These 2 teams have already gotten off to really quick, hot, blazing starts in the regular season. Lisa, who do you have in this one as why? Is there going to be a winner? Is there going to be a loser? Are you holding another draw for this one? Let the people know.
I am not holding a draw for San Diego Portland. I think we will get a winner in this game. However, this game, I mean, it's the biggest one that we're watching in this opening Challenge Cup weekend completely. When you look at San Diego and Portland and how they've played throughout the regular season, the rotation they've had, it's no secret that Portland has not skipped a beat from last year. However, I think that Portland's going to want to continue to ride the regular season wave, and we're going to see a lot of rotation from Mike Norris in players that are going to get minutes for Portland in this game. I think it will be different. However, that doesn't mean it's going to be a drop off of play by any means. I think Portland is still a very good team. They've got a lot of depth, and they don't have a big drop off when they go to their bench. If anything, it's like almost sometimes their bench makes them stronger coming in off the bench. Those players really make a difference. And for San Diego, I think that they really want to win this game. Now, I don't know who we're going to see San Diego wise, but I think that like when you look at the makeup of these teams and Casey Stoney and going up against Portland, like both sides know this is a big game. Both sides know that there's a lot on the line, maybe in terms of pride and in terms of who's going to score the goals and who's going to get the bigger crowd and who's going to do those types of things. And being at home for San Diego at Snapdragon Stadium for this Challenge Cup game, I'm giving the edge to the Wave. I think San Diego is going to get a win over Portland, and Portland's going to get their first taste of a loss.
First taste of a loss. Wow, I love it. That absolutely has the vibes.
Yeah.
That has the feelings behind it a little bit. Yeah, but I don't. If it is a loss, is it gonna weigh the same as maybe a loss would in the regular season?
No, of
I
course
don't know.
not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't really think so. Listen, I'm not saying that the availability reports are swaying me one way or the other, but I am really curious about what we're going to see from Portland and Mike Norris with Michelle Vasconcelos unavailable for this game. I thought she might be a player for the team that we would see utilized in Challenge Cup matches. And when we're looking at some of the available forwards, for Portland, obviously we know Sophia Smith. She's off to another fantastic start in this season. But Morgan Weaver, I think you look at as someone that maybe might be tasked with a certain responsibility for Portland during a Challenge Cup. But is this the game where we see extended minutes for rookies? Are we going to see Izzy D'Aquila, in a starting lineup for a Challenge Cup game for Portland? Maybe. I wouldn't hate it. I would like to see it. I think there's some unknown variables there. I think in the sense where this is going to be the first Challenge Cup that Mike Norris has to make these decisions, right? We've already seen 3 weeks of regular season play, but we don't know how he as a head coach is going to utilize Challenge Cup for his team moving forward. How far ahead is he looking for his squad in these early weeks, in this early month of the season? So I'm very curious as to see what the lineup is going to look like on Portland side. Maybe less curious for San Diego. Look, I think you're correct in that Casey Stoney is a head coach, a former player, right, who wants to win. But I also don't know if she's going to utilize Challenge Cup in a way to kind of rotate minutes for players as well. And maybe that's where we try to take a look at the availability report and maybe get some hints. We already know that Abby Dahlkemper is working her way back from an injury, a surgery that for her back. Maggie Doty Howard is unavailable with a thigh injury. Giovanna DeMarco, again, a knee injury out as well. We're looking at those Challenge Cup to maybe introduce or reintroduce some of the newer names and newer faces in NWSL. And I think for San Diego, there's a couple names here that we might not be able to see, whether it is a DeMarco or even a Melanie Barcenas. Maybe Challenge Cup is something that they want to utilize for their 15-year-old signing. I mean, we've heard Casey Stoney say that, listen, Barcenas is a child. They want to make sure that they give her all of the support and resources available to them, meaning her and her family. So they want to make sure that they are, yes, providing a good professional experience for this player and not building too much too quickly for her. So listed as questionable with illness, but that's also alongside a Kristen Westphal, someone who we've seen in a starting caliber role for this team. So I am very curious about what we are going to see in terms of the starting lineup for San Diego Wave. And I think there's a few more unknowns for the Wave there than there are for the Thorns. That's why I'm going to go with Portland in this one. I'm going to go with Thorns for the win in Challenge Cup against San Diego Wave. It took to the last game for us to be different, and I welcome it. We had to have one to be the indicating, tiebreaker between us. So we'll see how things shake out for the Challenge Cup. It's back. It has returned.